told this set can't contain X because an X doesn't satisfy the predicate defining it. Where did I go wrong?
Kid, you made a mistake before you considered the proposition when you decided that set should be defined as using a predicate. I guess you don't pass pilot training based on your quantitative skills, huh? That pretty little face is all you need.
Donovan, you're wrong as well. The problem isn't the decision that set should define predicates, but the assumption that every predicate would find a set.
Oh, don't be such a smart aleck. I could tell you a few things about my new factorization method using extended Euclidean algorithm that would knock the socks off your stupid witticisms about proof by contradiction.
Not that again.
Oh, when do you even know what I'm talking about, Nick?
Donovan, I'm sure we'd all of you hear about your algorithm theory some other time.
Look, someone's here.
Oh, I didn't know there was anybody in here.
Who is she?
What were you talking about again?
Have you seen a red backpack?
Check it out. Red backpack. Right there.
Oh, yes, thanks. It's actually my boyfriend. I was holding on to it for him during practice the other day, and I guess I just left it in here somehow. How responsible, huh? He's been giving me the third degree about it.
Third degree?
No idea.
Like hers?
Oh, murder?
Does your boyfriend hurt you?
No.
Then why on earth did she say third degree?
I guess she was lying.
I despise liars.
But she smells really nice.
She does. She smells like those flowers on 7th Street, the orange ones.
Can I have my backpack now?
The part where the old ventilation you wanted to spill your ice cream.
What's the matter? Is something... Oh, you're like special needs? I remember now. I've seen you around. I didn't mean to scare you. I promise. What's your name?
Her eyes are so blue. Look at those perfect radials setting from the pupil. How interesting.
You don't have to answer if you don't want to.
It's like a tiny coordinate system. If you didn't take into account the convexity of the eye, you'd all sorts of reasons and versions.
Between the polar Cartesian coordinates, hypothetically arranged in the elements of our eye, it's a rectangular system.
I like your eyes.
Thanks. You have nice eyes too.
My name is Austin.
I'm Lily.
What if that's why she smells like flowers?
What are you reading about?
Go on. Tell her.
I don't know about this.
Spacecraft and calculus.
Calculus. Wow. Are you good at math?
I used to want to be an engineer at Lockheed Martin, and my dad thought I could even though I have autism, because I placed first in the Tri-State College Mathematics exam.
But you don't want to anymore?
Lockheed Martin designed some of the best air and spacecraft, but also a lot of weapons, like missiles and nuclear bombs, and I don't like that. So I want to be an aircraft pilot or an astronaut. So I pursue the things I like, but not hurt people.
That's really
So the
cool.
last time you flew, was that an
I
SAT
cannot
or a
stand being up in the air.
I seen her call
You
it
know a lot
SAT.
about
No
planes,
way, I
so
remember at least 35.
they probably don't scare you at all.
Obviously about something.
But whenever there's even the slightest bit of turbulence, I'm always so afraid
35,000 is way
that
too
the
high for a
plane
plane that
is
class.
going
You
to
got it all
fall
wrong.
right out of the
No,
sky,
35,000
and
is absolutely
I'm
I
gonna have to
can
use
use the
something
pilot
like...
here, buddy.
Quiet!
Oh,
Austin, you made her mad. Say you're sorry.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you mad.
I'm not mad.
I make people mad a lot. Usually my mom says, Austin, if you don't cut out right now, I'll pack you up to the loony bin. At first, I didn't know what cut down meant, because a lot of houses are not, so they might never doing wood carving.
It's okay, I'm not mad, I promise.
Austin, we're doing that thing where you talk too much, man. Gotta calm down.
No. I think you better explain.
But then she said, cut out, and then stop doing that. He's like when I'm yelling. She doesn't like when I'm yelling. But it's usually their fault because I'm yelling. But they just make noise and laugh anyway.
I would never laugh at you. I think it's awful that people do. Do you, want me to go?
I wish you would go away. We never did finish our earlier conversation about quarks.
But her eyes.
No! Stay.
Okay.
Hey, when she moves her face like that, it means she's happy.
So, what are you doing here all alone anyway?
My dad always picks me up from school 15 minutes late so that I can come here and read, instead of being outside with all the other people. They're loud and sometimes they touch me, so I'd rather not be near them.
Remember that time that Heron Gillespie hand touched our neck on the front steps and we...
Yes!
Sheesh, sorry.
I really see no need to dwell on that experience.
Do people bother you a lot? You know, like with you?
I
Tell her, man.
I mean, yes.
What do they do? Do they laugh at you?
Why are we talking about this?
Yes.
That's awful.
Well, at first, I didn't think it was bad. I thought laughing was good, up until the time that Dave and Sam and I were playing a game, where they kept throwing my rabbit keychain into the toilet and seeing how fast I could get out. We were all laughing, but then my dad came in and yelled at them, and he told me they were only laughing in a mean way, and that's because I'm different. And I don't want to be different, so I don't laugh anymore.
People are so awful.
They are indeed.
She's not, though. Why is she being so nice?
Because she likes you. Duh. Keep at it.
Let's talk about planes.
She doesn't like planes, remember? New thought.
So, you have any friends here?
This is hardly pleasant.
Let's get out of here.
Sometimes I think of my books as friends.
Look, everybody, corks. Tiny little particles with funny little names.
Up, down, charm, strange, top, bottom. Up, down, charm, strange, top, bottom. Up,
What?
down,
Oh,
charm,
wait, I
strange,
know this.
top.
You're talking about corks, aren't you? The different types of corks. I took a physics course last year. We talked a little bit about it, but not much. I checked out a book because I wanted to learn more.
I taught myself too. There's a book I have. It was the first thing I ever read on physics when I was 7 3/4 years old.
It's good when you give things to people, right? You can have it if you want.
She doesn't want it,
Alrighty, that's that. Let's move on.
but I don't think she's mad either.
She's quite lovely. What do you say, Donovan?
Heck if I know.
I like her too.
Now, can we talk about planes?
No. No planes. No guy.
What do you?
Like, to read about? Oh, I don't know. I usually just read novels and stuff, but lately I've been
And
reading a lot of
welcome aboard,
nonfiction
ladies and
about
gentlemen.
Stephen
I'm your
Hawking.
captain
He's
today
just
on the
Shut up!
Don't you think?
You're distracting him. Come on, Austin. Focus. Stephen Hawking. You know this.
When I hear Schrodinger's cat, I reach for my pistol.
What?
It's a joke. I don't understand it because I don't usually understand jokes, but I like to say it because it reminds me.
Oh yeah, where the cat is dead and alive at the same time?
It's a mind game designed to criticize the strength of superposition, or all the possible positions of a subatomic particle. Specifically, it's the Copenhagen interpretation, which implies
Whoa,
that
slow down. You're so literal about everything.
I can't help it.
I know. It's okay. You're obviously really smart. You're just hard to follow sometimes.
But I'm just standing here, and you're just standing. What is it?
Oh, nothing. I've seen you around before at lunch. Maybe we can sit together, if you want.
But,
If they sat together at lunch, maybe sit for a different table.
and even if she sat with them, she still might eat something purple like cabbage or beets.
Or her food might touch.
Wiser to avoid it.
Let's just not think about this right now.
ERJ 140 has a cruising altitude
No!
of 30.
No planes.
What's the matter? You look like a deer in the headlights.
A deer?
No, it's just an expression. We obviously don't have antlers or anything.
She's moving her face like she's happy again.
What does it mean?
Perhaps you'd like to be friends.
That would be awesome.
Look at how her eyes sparkle.
What are you thinking about?
Stars.
Really?
Wait, whoa. Why is she interrogating you, man? Does she know you were looking in her eyes? Is that socially unacceptable or something?
That's a tricky one. But I'd have to say it's borderline commonplace.
So,
Why did you say really?
Oh, nothing. It's just, well, I never told anyone this because it's kind of silly, but I'm kind of obsessed with the stars. Every night I take out a blanket and just sit there for hours looking up. Some nights, my mom and dad, well, I guess it's just a lot more peaceful outside in the dark with the stars.
I have a telescope that I use every night after I play monitoring with my dad and after I feed him. That's at 8:15.
Don't really use the stars at the same time.
Well, not necessarily, because sometimes I do it earlier or later, like when I'm studying an astral event, and when I'm studying the stars, I like to immerse myself in its conventions, which means when I'm stargazing, I do local mean time rather than Eastern Standard Time, because that historically governs the planispheres. And by that standard, every 13 square miles is a different time zone because of the varying degrees of longitude and the subsequent different visual angles. So for you and me, the time would be different by at least 1 minute. Not to mention that time moves slower in the Earth's surface. So if you were in your yard and not on my balcony, that would make a difference too.
You know what I say?
What?
I say, wanted to be an astronomer. It's just so beautiful out there, don't you think?
I don't know.
Well, then, why don't you look through your telescope every night at 8:15, or maybe before, or maybe later?
I just finished splitting a double quasar in Ursa Major, and lately I've been locating stars within 100 light years of Earth, breaking down their light emission to the visible spectrum and finding what wavelengths are missing, allowing me to find their thermal postmark and atmospheric composition. But I'll start with ignition.
Wow. I always just built constellation pictures and stuff. Are you always so scientific about it? Don't you ever just, look up and wonder?
Well, sometimes when I'm in search of supernovas looking for gamma ray activity, I think about the answers they could answer for us if we understood them better.
Like what?
Like, does gravity have a repellent component? Or where's the universe's missing mass? Or is the inflation hypothesis even correct? Like, could the entire Big Bang Theory as we know it be disproved?
See, exactly. I think about those things too, but with smaller words.
There's so many things as a human and a scientist that I want to know, and knowing that I'll never find the answer is very, very frustrating.
When that happens to me, when I'm just so mad at how small and limited the human mind is, my whole life really. You know what I do?
No.
I just try to stop thinking, and this sounds silly, but just let it wash over me. The way it looks out there, the razor-sharp blackness punctured by little pricks of light made of every single color you could ever imagine. Those shapes in the nebulous that seem totally alien, but also seem completely
Intuitive.
exactly.
We've been here before.
See, Austin, you see the beauty too.
It never seemed so quite real before. Oh, did it?
What I like to think about is how quiet and still it must be out there with no gravity and no molecules for sound to travel through. And then in the middle of all that, there are billions and billions of nuclear furnaces burning millions of pounds of matter every second.
Wow. The whole thing seems like a paradox, doesn't it? Maybe that's why it creeps some people out. All that stuff you were talking about, supernovas and stardust and stuff, it all happens on such a different time scale, like either at the speed of light or over millions of years, that it doesn't even seem possible that it could exist in the same reality as us. Knowing that you, lying in your dinky backyard, are just another part of the same whole, it's pretty unbelievable and quite comforting
Because it means that anything is possible. Sometimes I go back to Schrodinger's cat, but I take it even further and imagine that at every second the universe splits into a million different parallel universes where anything could happen and everything would be completely different than it is in this one. Like, the shrimp wouldn't exist. You would be a professional ping pong player. We would call chairs flumwingles, and I would be. But most people, they're afraid of infinity. They think space is distant because they don't understand it, and it's so much different from what they're used to. But what they forget is that this planet is only a part of space, not separate from it. When they see space as empty and frightening, it's really just a reflection of their own world. They don't see space as a possibility. They see it as a void, and that's what I don't understand. Because for me, it's different. Space is where I would feel comfortable. It is here that it's a void.
Oh, Austin, it doesn't have to be like that anymore. We'll take back the world and show them how beautiful space really is. And then it won't be a void. I promise. I won't let it be, okay?
She is without a doubt the best thing that's ever happened in the history of the universe.
She likes quarks.
And Boeings.
And supernovas, and parallel universes, and fractals.
All multiplied and combined by puppies and Christmas.
I think you're the best person I've ever seen.
Oh, Austin.
Ah!
Austin, what did I do?
Calm down.
Austin, please just talk to me.
Calm down.
Austin, please calm down. Austin, talk to me. What did I do?
Calm down.
Austin, just calm down. I don't know what to do.
You're all right.
Austin, please, just talk to me.
Oh man. Oh man.
Action! Why can't you ever do anything right, you stupid sloth? She was being nice! What's going on? Hey!
My girlfriend's out in the hall with a bloody lip. She won't tell me what happened, but all I know is she came running out of this room crying. And from what I can tell, you're the jerk who did this to her.
Look at me!
special needs. Huh? You're lucky. I'd kick the crap out of you if you knew what you were doing. Nobody touches my girl. Been looking for this. Experimental techniques in condensed matter physics. I'm guessing this isn't yours. Probably don't even know what a plus sign is, do you? Pathetic.
I just wanted to say